Welcome to the top 5 auto advice. Now, the coolant temperature sensor is very important for the ECU because it tells it how warm the engine is. This is important because a cold engine needs a different amount of fuel when compared to a hot engine. The coolant temperature sensor is also needed to trigger various actions, such as, for example, starting the radiator fans. Or if the engine is overheating, it can tell the ECU to trigger limp home mode, or refuse to start the engine until it cools back down. Like almost all the other temperature sensors, the coolant temp sensor must come into direct contact with the fluid whose temperature it's trying to measure. As such, we are very often going to find the coolant temp sensor at or near the thermostat. Some cars have more than one, and you can find them anywhere on the coolant piping or wherever else coolant is passing through. A cold engine needs more fuel than a hot engine. This means that if the coolant temperature sensor is malfunctioning and telling the ECU that the engine is cold, even though it's hot, the ECU is going to inject extra fuel, which is going to result in a rich running condition. And this means you're going to get poor mileage, or even black smoke from the exhaust in severe cases. An opposite scenario is also possible, and the ECU can think that the engine is hot, even though it's cold. In that case, it's going to inject too little fuel, which is going to lead to a lean running condition. And this can lead to the engine misfiring or even knocking until it heats up.